Hey everybody, it's Casual Boops coming at you with another video, and today we're going to do, what is this, day 5? Day 5 of the summer sales, and today it's the Somua SM, and I don't believe that it is a deal, 10,000. Oh, no, it's actually, yeah, no, it's the cost of the tank plus the garage slot and so on and so forth. Same thing. I don't think they're going to give deals on tanks for any of these. They're just going to be for sale, unfortunately. But anyways, do I think the tank is good? Yeah, I think so. Do I think you should buy this tank? Maybe. This is not a tank for everybody. So I'm going to go into further detail now. So what is the Somua? I've got here I've been comparing it to the Lorraine 40T for just a second, and not for much, because they don't compare in a lot of ways. They're not very similar tanks at all, except what I wanted to bring up is that the Lorraine, you know, it's a fast medium tank with no armor and so on. It's got a 4-round mag, and it's got pretty low DPM because it's got a magazine. Well, the Somua has the exact same gun and penetration and similar accuracy and so on and so forth. It's got the same drum reload, except it gets an extra round in the mag. So that's an indicator. Like, you get 5 rounds and you get the same drum reload as the Lorraine, which has 4. So that's notable, right? So that's, and the intra-clip is lower, like 2.25. The difference between 2.5 and 2.25, you feel that, right, when you're trying to dump a clip. So that's an apt comparison, I suppose. It's just, you know, it's kind of an interesting little mix between DPM and burst, because 2000 DPM at tier 8 is actually okay, especially when you have a clip potential of 1500. So I really like this thing, especially in frontline. Of course, now with tier 9s in frontline, I don't know, rip any of that. But before, you could take this into frontline, and any tier 8 medium tank, you could just 1v1 it and drop it in a clip. And take maybe 1 hit for it. So it was pretty boss that way. And the armor is like, it's a little weird, because the hull, okay, so this is against the Somua, but the Somua standard round is actually pretty good, right? So this is the 232 standard round that Somua gets. But if we compare it to, like, let's say, I don't know, some other kind of medium tank that you might expect to see in frontline. Like a Panera, sure. And Panera bread. You can see, like, it's not like good, right? But you do have to aim, you know, like if it's got 10 degrees of gun depression, so if it's doing one of these, the hull becomes awesome, or, you know, workable, and you can work these angles like this to bait shots into the hull and stuff. So like, and the turret can work. Obviously, you've got these cheek weak spots, and the cupolas there. So like, it's trollish armor. It's not good armor, but it's trollish armor. And then of course, if you're shooting against tier 10s are shooting, you're just hosed, but as it should be with a tier 8. So for that reason, I think that I like the tank, but I will say that it's like, it suffers a lot when it's bottom tier, when it's against tier 10s, because the armor that, you know, it's kind of slow, and the armor that you know, you trade a lot for the armor, and you lose a lot of flexibility there, and in exchange, in tier 10s don't really give a crap about your armor. So it is really dangerous. It's a dangerous tank, but it's not for everybody, right? If someone who doesn't know what they're doing is going to run out, you know, shoot 4 times, not even get their full clip out, because they're going to bounce one and then they're going to die. So you really have to kind of know what you're doing with this to really optimize. But as it compares fairly well, I don't know, I compared it here to the 5100, and in some ways they're the same. They're similar. In a lot of ways they're not, right? The 5100 and the rest of the line, I would say that the 5100 doesn't really have any armor really anywhere, and neither does the 5120, but the 50B has a hull that actually has, you can bounce some stuff off of it, and so does the Somua. So it kind of compares to this, like the 50B compares to the Somua, but I don't know, it's an odd duck. But anyways, so the 5100 doesn't really have the armor, so you're losing a round in the mag, but you're also gaining, like, the drum reload on the 5100 is like an eternity, and the drum reload on the Somua is not. And so the 5100, I think, is meant to play in almost like a medium tank role, where you can go out there, find somebody who's isolated, and dump 1800 damage into them, and then run away and totally relocate. And you're just shifting positions on the map, so this 48-second drum reload doesn't matter. Well, the Somua is not fast enough for that. So what it's meant to be doing is kind of like a second line support, or like a supporting heavy, where you're there in the thick of it, waiting for someone to poke out, and you shoot them in the tracks, and you shoot them again, and then before you know it, you've put 5 rounds in, taking most of their hit points, but then you're still in the fight, because 35 seconds later you get to do it again. And like I said, 2.25 second drum or intra-clip, you notice that, right? And the 5100 feels kind of slow because it's 2.73. So it doesn't really compare. I'll be honest, it doesn't really compare to the 5100 because they're kind of meant to do different roles, I think. But this is what we got, right? So it's a slower tank. Okay, so that's what we can do. Yeah, it is. You're seeing here the red. In a lot of ways, the Somua is substantially different, and one of those is the slowness. The 5100 is medium tank fast. The Somua is heavy tank slow, which is fine because that's what it's supposed to be doing in life. So yeah, it's slower. It's got some armor that can work sometimes. It's got 10 degrees of gun depression. It's got a derpy French gun, but a burst potential that really, even tier 10s have to take notice of this, because nobody wants to take 1500 to the face. So I think it's a good tank. I don't think it's very forgiving. I don't think a newbie is going to like it. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, guys. Thanks. We'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.